I hear we have good news and bad news. The bad news
exactly
first.
Right. That's right. The bad news is Mercury, the planet of communication, is retrograde, moving backwards. It went retrograde yesterday, and it stays moving backwards between yesterday and the, I hate to even say it, to the 20th of July. So it's a really good time for everyone to take a vacation. But so I thought I would talk about what you can expect from Mercury retrograde and then save the good news for next week.
Oh, good. Okay, go ahead.
I'll give us something to look forward to. Mercury is retrograde in the sign of Cancer, so for Cancer, the sign that we're in, it means that they're trying desperately to start new projects because Jupiter has entered their sign. So for Cancers, it's the best new start in 12 years. The trouble is that with Mercury retrograde, they're going to want to try and do too many things and not be able to focus on one thing and give it their undivided attention. So I guess use the next 3 weeks to find out what's not going to work, let it go by the wayside, and whatever you're left with on the 20th of July is something you can go forward and actually build into your life over the next year or so. For Leos, this is a time to take a step back. They started a bunch of projects. There are things that are very, very close to their heart. Long-term hope, wish, goal, or objective. And now it's going to be reviewed. It's going to be changed a little bit. There are dealings with women that Leos are going to have to deal with because Mercury is retrograde, younger women. But at the end of the day, they get what it is that they said that they want. So they need to go along with it and sort of like let what's not going to work shake out. Kind of when you throw a whole bunch of stuff up on the wall and not all of it sticks.
Mm-hmm.
The 3-week retrograde is when the stuff falls off that's not going to stick. But at the end of the day, they end up in a fabulous position.
Cool. Like it.
For Virgos, it is in their 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. And Virgos are reaching for the brass ring, and it seems just out of reach. And it is out of reach right now because other things have to happen before the Virgo can actually take advantage of their well-placed female friends to help the Virgo reach a goal or objective. For Libras, this is in their 10th house of career and public standing. And this is, Libras are trying very, very hard to make career strides. And it's going to seem over the next 3 weeks, for every step forward, they take 2 steps back. But at the end of the day, at the end of this 3-week retrograde period, they'll have much clearer marching orders and know exactly what they need to do to make the professional impact that they want to make, to get what it is they want out of it. For Scorpios, it really isn't a lot of bad news for them. Mercury is retrograding in their 9th house of important matters at a distance, legal, educational matters, opportunities at a distance, contracts and negotiations. And that means that there's a lot of negotiating back and forth and not really to sign on any dotted lines and not really believe what they hear until after it goes direct on the 20th of July. For Sagittarians, it's in their 8th house, and I think it's the worst placement for it because it's misunderstandings and miscommunications about money.
Uh-oh.
And not just their own money, but their partner's resources as well. This is the kind of thing where you've been in line to get a loan from a bank, and then you finally get to the signing on the dotted line, and you find that interest rates went up, that kind of a thing, and throws a monkey wrench into that. So again, for Sagittarians, their money is not going to be straight until the middle of July. For Capricorns, it's in their 7th house of partners as well as open enemies. And Capricorns are very blunt, they're very direct, they're very straight shooters, they're very to the point, and they have to be really careful not to hurt someone's feelings around them who won't tell them that they've hurt their feelings. And it's either a partner or somebody that they work with on a day-to-day basis. And they will find this person working against them and not even know why. So for Capricorns, if you're going to do any talking with people, make sure that you have a clear understanding of what's going on, and I would do it in writing. For Aquarians, 6th house of work and responsibilities, and this is a problem with coworkers. This is where they're hoping to get some sort of promotion or increase that gets them around an obstacle, and it doesn't happen as fast as they want. It doesn't happen until the end of July, maybe beginning of August. So, for Pisces, in their 5th house of love affairs, I don't think there's anything wrong with Mercury retrograde there. I think that it means starting and stopping relationships. I think that it indicates Pisces just want to have fun. You're not going to get a whole lot of work out of them. And to them I say, you suffer so often through the rest of the year. Enjoy yourself now.
Go for it.
Exactly. For Aries, it's in their 4th house at home. And they have to be really careful because they're starting ambitious projects at home. And the trouble of starting with ambitious projects at home, if you don't have a clear idea of what you're doing, you end up with work orders and field change orders that just that put you over your budget. For Tauruses, 3rd house of day-to-day living. The pace of their day-to-day living picks up. And they have to be careful not to backtrack, not to do the same thing over again, and not to run into doing the same thing twice. That's the trouble with that. And then for the last sign, Geminis, much like Sagittarians, it messes with their money. They think they have more money than they do. They think that they're getting more money and they're not going to. And it's a matter of, if I was a Gemini, I would hold all my spending as long as I can until July to know exactly what it is that I'm getting. So that's tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac with Mercury retrograde. So
see you next week.
yeah. Always a pleasure.